Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a bench press day. Actually had a really good workout in spite of my top set being like, It was one of these top sets to where, just the heat, everything else. I came in, I only did 5 reps. I did 5 reps. I just didn't feel right today with it. Nothing grooved right. Right, that first rep, it just didn't touch right, nothing grooved right. I was just feeling hot, sweaty. I did my 5 reps and pretty much just racked it and called it quits. I'm like, there was no grinder there on the fifth one, but I'm just like, you know what, I'm not going to beat myself up on this. I'm going to get a really good session in. I'm going to gain some muscle, right, and I'm going to come back and hit a really good top set on Monday, right? I'm going to leave a little bit in reserve there. You know what, don't care if it's 5. My best ever is 8. My best ever is 8. I kind of sank most of those reps. So I'm like, let's get in. I know I need to add incline work back in. I've been holding it off. Yes, I want my triceps bigger. I know I need the triceps, but I feel like at a certain point, all I'm doing with all the band work is almost just overtraining my triceps. I need to focus on those skull crushers. That's what's really going to bring them up. Maybe even rotate some JM presses in eventually. I've got to get all this volume in. I've got to get my incline stronger. I've got to get stronger on this rep work. Right, we've got to get that work capacity up. Yes, I still need more tricep because of, again, what happens with my bar path. But the incline does so much for my bench. It's like I have to incline. I have to incline. I see the carryover. Like my benching gets harder for the rep work within a couple weeks of cutting incline out. And as much as I want to deny it, I feel like the hypertrophy that I get from the incline, it just has so much carryover to my flat bench. It really does for me personally. And the tricep work doesn't carry over as well, even though I feel like there's a tricep weakness. The proof is in the pudding. I can get stronger at tricep work, and my bench doesn't always go up, even on the rep work. All this pause work helps. Incline helps. So I went ahead today because I managed to get, was that a fly? A fly just went across my screen, went across my lens. And yes, it is still ridiculously hot. So here's what I did for this. I'm like, let me step up. I did 3 sets of 10 with 245 last time. I'm like, let's go up to 255. And this lets you know how hard these sets are for me. I got 10 reps, then I got 9, then I got 8. Again, that fatigue accumulates so quickly for me on the volume. But what are we getting from hypertrophy? If I feel like I'm struggling to even get 10 again on the final sets, right, we know that we're right at that bleeding edge on these work sets of what I can handle. So I supersetted those with my normal dumbbell rows. These felt a little weird today. Also, you notice on that left side, people can see it better. I get people who are like, you can lock your elbows, they lock. We can see it on your rows. Till they realize that I'm stretching at the bottom at that angle. It's about what angle you can see my arm at is what determines that. It's all camera angle, guys. But that's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter. My back is my best body part. Back is massive. But here's the name of the game, guys. I've got to keep getting bigger. And that's come up. People will try to say, oh, you don't, you're bigger. It's like, you don't understand. It's not about my body weight. I have to have a bigger upper body. What do I mean? I need pecs. I need triceps. I need them bigger. Okay? That's what's going to get me to that 405 bench. And we get there through work capacity. We get there through hypertrophy work. Quality hypertrophy work. All right, so I'm coming in doing all these pause reps on flat bench. Of course, supersetting it with the rows. The rows felt harder than benching today, though. They were just kind of like, Again, it's like that top set of bench couldn't get in the groove. The other stuff got in the groove okay. I felt really good with the benching. So that's when I say I had a good session. I felt really good on the benching. I got a good pump. I got some very, very good quality work sets in. Okay. Bumped the weight for those 10s. Granted, I can't get the 10s now, other than the first set. but it means we're right there at the edge. We're in a very good spot to train because I'm still hitting 8+ reps. That's the main thing. You need to be at 8. 8 is our minimum reps for those to really get the best chest hypertrophy from flat bench. But I'm still there. It's just that I'm 8 to 10 instead of 10-10 or 10 to 12. But it's a good sweet spot. All right, incline. Getting these in. I had to get the groove down. Once I got the groove down, I'm like, okay, where's my touch points? Need to be on this to where I can pause on the chest. I run out of steam extremely quick on incline after flat benching. So that's one of the things. It's not even about weight. As you guys will see, I'm fighting for 8 to 10 with 185. On the last set, I go up to 225 and still crank out 5 pause reps. Mathematically, that shouldn't work. But where did I get the best benching? What was I doing the weeks before I hit? The weeks before I hit those 315 for sets of 8. I was doing rep work, pause rep work, 5 to 7 reps with that 225 incline and doing it as a second exercise. That's where I need to be again. At the incline, again, you guys will notice I start rushing through the pauses because I get fatigued so fast when I do the higher reps. This might be the one exercise that I really benefit from the little bit lower reps. Okay, and it's mainly because I run out of steam and I feel like I can't use any real weight. To get to 10s, I have to drop to such a ridiculously low weight. But you guys have seen me do like 235 for 5 before. It might have been 245. I think I actually hit 245 for 5 a week or so before that first 315 for 8 bench. It's where I need to be. So I think looking at that, just assessing how fatigued I get on those quickly in terms of volume, because I'm also done all that volume on flat benching. I probably need to work with at least 225. And if I get 5s, I get 5s. Okay? Build it back up. It has so much carryover to my bench. It has so much carryover to my bench. And I don't like incline. So the reason I haven't been doing it, of course I'm doing my power curls in between these for supersets. The reason I haven't been doing incline, I don't like it. It's one of those, again, I'm going to sound like a crybaby there. I don't like the exercise. But you know what I also don't like? I don't like having a sub 405 bench. So it's the question of which one do I dislike more. I'll put up with the incline. It's a phenomenal hypertrophy exercise. We see that in powerlifting and bodybuilding circles, don't we? How many powerlifters out there are like, oh, the incline improves my flat bench so much? A lot of them. Not all of them, a lot of them. Many bodybuilders are like, oh, the incline is such an amazing hypertrophy exercise. I think it's ubiquitous. You hear that everywhere in the bodybuilding world. Bodybuilders love incline as a general rule. 90% of them. Some outliers who don't. They love incline. It's for good reason. It's a good exercise. It is. It's a good all-around exercise for sports, powerlifting, bodybuilding. And it carries over to my bench. I just hate doing it. It's uncomfortable. It's time to just sack up and put the work in. And quit. I don't need all the band work. I need one good tricep exercise. These Skullcrushers do it. This is the heaviest weight I've been able to handle. I'm now doing it after a little more pressing volume. That's a good place to be in. This felt great. The tricep activation on this today was phenomenal. My chest activation on the flat bench and the incline was phenomenal. Okay. These are the lifts I need to do. This is what's going to get me back up past that sticking point where I'm at on the benching. Keep moving forward. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.